Hi everybody and welcome to How to Play Crossfire Sector. A battle report with an easy guide of how to get started with this game and an overview of the basic rules. But first of all, this is my first Crossfire Sector battle report in 28mm scale. If you want to see some of the other battles in 15mm scale, just check out my previous videos. To get started with Crossfire Sector, you have to choose one of the 6 available factions. Factions differ from each other in how fast they are, how heavily armored they are, and what kind of damage their weapons have. Some factions have special rules. Most of the factions field 5 units, but some factions with stronger units field only 4. Then choose a faction to fight, solo or against an opponent. In this battle, the Solar Wardens will meet the Azure Blades. The Solar Wardens only field 4 units. They have very good stats and a couple of special rules. They don't move any specific amount of squares. They roll a die because they teleport, and they fire deadly rounds. So they do not only instantly kill their enemy at a roll of 6, but they also kill the enemy with a roll of 11. They have a high defense of 9, and they are generally very dangerous. The Azure Blades field 5 units. They are the fastest faction that moves up to 5 squares, but they have a short range of fire of only 2 squares, decent armor of 8. Their special rule is that they are very effective in close combat. They get +1 attack quality ranged, but +2 when they attack in melee. The Solar Wardens have +1 attack quality ranged and melee. In this battle report, I have chosen to include commanders. The 2 commanders, Kale Tarsis and Suron Revix, will be represented with these specific models, and we'll get back to their special rules as we play. But first we have to set up the battlefield. You can do that by just placing the recommended 2 to 5 pieces and terrain randomly, or you can use the specific terrain placement rules from add-on 3. I will do that here. So first roll for how many pieces of terrain will be in this battle. The result is 3. Next, we will roll for the size of the 3 terrain pieces. The maximum size is up to 4 squares. A roll of 2 is 2 squares, so let's pick a piece of terrain that will fit into 2 squares. Let's take this one. So that will be our first terrain piece. Now we'll roll for the second one, and it's a 6. That will be the maximum of 4 squares. So let's put these crates into the battlefield. The final piece of terrain is 3 squares. Remember, these rules are optional. You can just use the terrain you have and put it anywhere you like. But now that I have the size of my terrain, the last thing I need to do is to find out exactly where this terrain will be. So I will roll again for the first terrain. A roll of 2 is the lower left zone of the battlefield. The second terrain is 3. That will be the upper center zone. And you continue that way until you have rolled for all the terrain. There can't be more than 1 terrain piece in a zone on the battlefield, and if something looks weird, well, just do it again or do as you like. Then we will roll for the mission. There are 6 missions in the basic rules, and we roll mission number 2, Control Center. The mission is to have most units in the center zone. That's these central 3 rows of squares. On my homemade battlefield, I have marked all the zones, so you can see exactly where the center zone is and the home zones. So now it's time to deploy. The Azure Blades will deploy in their home zone, the 3 rows here, and there must be units deployed in at least 2 out of the 3 rows. And of course, the same goes for the Solar Wardens. Now we have deployed. It's time to roll off, and the Solar Wardens will win. The winners of the initiative can choose to go first or second. If they go first, they can only activate 1 unit, then 2, and finally 1. If you go second, you can activate twice with 2 units in each activation. In this battle report, the Solar Wardens will win the initiative but choose to go second, so the Azure Blades will activate first. There are 4 things to do when you activate a unit. You can move up to full range as the soldier here. You can move half range and attack, half range and aid a downed unit, or you can hold and do nothing. The Solar Wardens will now activate, and they have to roll to see how many squares they can move because they teleport. In this case, only 1. The next unit will be the commander, and he will roll 6, so he can move up to 6 squares, or he can move 3 squares and do an action. He has a shooting range of 4, but he will choose to be aggressive and move more than half his range to get closer to the central zone, which is the mission in this case. Now the Azure Blades can activate 2 units. This one will move forward behind the crates. That will benefit him with cover and break line of sight. And then Kale Tarsis, the commander, will move up to this terrain piece and also stay behind it. That gives the Solar Wardens the chance to activate the final 2 units. This one will also roll 6. He could move to the left side of the battlefield and try to sneak around, but he will face Kale Tarsis, the commander, so he will decide not to do that. Instead, he will support his own commander, and the final unit to activate will also roll really high. They have a high rate of teleportation. He can move 3 squares to the top of the battlefield here, but he won't be able to target the Azure Blade soldier because he has no line of sight. Instead, he will step in behind the crates as well. So far, no shots fired. The Azure Blades will activate their final unit, who will take cover here. And that concludes the first round. Crossfire Sector will be played over 6 rounds. And if everything is tied at the end of round 6, there will be a round 7. But now we'll go to round 2, and there will be initiative again. Both armies roll 6, and then the Wardens roll 1. The Azure Blades will win the initiative in round 2. They will choose to go first, so they can only move 1 unit. This soldier will move up to half his movement rounded up, 3 squares, and then with a range of 2, he will target the commander, Suran Revix, and he has to pass his defense. He has a defense of 9, and he rolls 8, plus 1 attack quality. That was really close, but equals are not enough. Instead, Revix will activate. He can teleport 3 squares. He will move 1 square back, and then with a range of 4, he will fire his weapon at this soldier. He has an attack quality of plus 1, and he rolls 9. That is enough to surpass the Blade's defense of 8, and he will go down. He can now be aided up by his comrades, or he can be eliminated if he is hit by another attack. This Warden will activate, and he rolls 5, so he can move up to 3 squares and attack. And when he melee attacks a downed unit, he will immediately eliminate. So 1 Azure Blade is out. He will be the first casualty. Kale Tarsis activates. He moves 3 squares to get into firing range. He has a range of 2, and then he shoots, and he rolls 9 plus 2. Remember, he is the commander. He has an extra attack quality in ranged combat, and he shoots down the Warden soldier. The Blades can activate 1 more unit. He will step up to the crates and stay there. The Wardens can now activate twice, but 1 is down and he can't activate himself, and the other one here will probably have too far to aid him up. He rolls 4, so he can teleport 4 squares or 2 and 8, and that's nowhere near enough to help his fallen comrade. But he can step 2 squares into the center and fire at the Blade soldier. He rolls 7 plus 1, that's 8, the same as the defense, but not enough to penetrate it. Finally, 1 Blade will activate. He moves, and then he targets the Warden who just eliminated his comrade, and he will not beat the defense. That was the end of the second round. 1 Warden is down and 1 Blade is taken out. Right now there is 1 from each faction in the central zone. Round 3 will begin with another initiative. The Blades will win again. And they will not hesitate. They will activate first, and Kale Tarsus will move in and eliminate a Warden soldier. Suran Revix activates now. He only rolls 1 in movement. So he moves 1 square and then he tries to shoot the Blade soldier here. And he rolls double 1s. That's a critical failure. So if there had been one of his friendly units in base contact, he would have hit that unit instead. The second Warden to activate is this. He moves 2 squares, and with a firing range of 4, he can shoot, but not hit. 8 is still not enough. That gives the Blades a chance to do some damage. This unit will activate. He moves 3 squares, and then he will attack and shoot this Warden, and he rolls double 6. That's an instant kill. Wow. He takes out the unit immediately. What a game changer. It looks really bad for the Solar Wardens now. They have been cut in half. And the Blades can activate again. They target the commander, but his defenses will hold. The Wardens still have 2 activations left, but no soldiers left to activate. So the Blades will activate their final activation, and the commander is the target once again. Still no hits. 4 Blades, 3 in the central zone against 2 Wardens here at the end of round 3. Let's go to round 4. Initiative rolls. The Wardens roll 3, the Blades 3 as well. That's a reroll. Only 2, and the Blades will win the initiative. They might be able to finish everything here. And the golden chance to take out the commander is to get into close combat, because the Blades will roll with attack quality +2 and Suran Revix only +1. And both roll 1 die in close combat, and Revix roll a 6. But the Blade soldier rolls 6 as well. He will beat Revix and take him down. But Suran Revix has a special ability. He has an energy shield, so once per game he can ignore an attack, and that's what he will do here. He will ignore the close combat attack that took him down, and he will still be standing. The Wardens will have to respond now to stay in this battle. So this Warden soldier will move 2 squares and target one of the Blades. And he rolls double 6 at the right time. Just when he needed it the most, he will fire one of his deadly rounds and remove the Blade soldier right away. With 2 activations, Suran Revix can also activate. He steps back. Can he fire another deadly round? Remember, the Wardens fire deadly rounds with rolls of 12 and 11. And no, but he rolls 8 + 1. That's enough to beat the defense of the Blade unit and take him down. Now they can't activate any further in this round. It's up to the Blades now. 2 activations. First, Kale Tarsus will move 2 squares that will bring him into, well, he moves 3, and he's next to his downed comrade. He will use his action to aid him back up, and the aided unit can activate immediately if he had not activated before. And he will also step into close combat. He will have the advantage here once again. And he rolls 3 + 2. That's 5 for the Warden to beat. And he rolls 5 + 1. The Warden will win. Even though they are close combat specialists, the Blade unit will be taken down in close combat. Ooh, what a comeback. The 2 Solar Warden soldiers did not only survive round 4, they also really did some damage. Nothing is yet decided. It's round 5. Initiative again, and it's a 1 for the Wardens. The Blades will roll 5. They will decide who will begin. And they are forced to begin, otherwise they will definitely lose the downed soldier here, so they will use their first activation to aid him back up. Now the Wardens can activate their 2 units, and remember, they can only activate a unit once, even though they technically have 4 activations. No unit can under no circumstances activate more than once. Revix will roll for movement, and then he will shoot at Kale Tarsis. That is commander versus commander. And that looks bad. He will roll 8 plus 1. That is enough to beat the armor and defenses of the Azure Blades commander. He goes down. And that opens up for the Warden soldier to move a few squares here and take the leader out. It's 2 versus 2, and the Blades have lost their commander. 1 blade unit remains to activate. He will turn around. He's 2 squares away. He will fire at the Warden. And roll 9. So close, but no hit. And that will conclude the 5th round of this battle. Only 1 round remaining. Right now, the Blades have 2 soldiers in the central zone. The Wardens only 1. Round number 6. It is real close, and initiative is crucial, and the Wardens will roll 6, and they will win. And of course, they will activate first. Suran Revix will move in. Can he fire a deadly round, or at least hit? He only moves up to 2 squares. That means 1, and then he can target this blade unit. And he will need to beat defense 8. And he rolls 8 plus 1. He will beat the defense and take down the unit. But they can only activate once. Now the Azure Blades have 2 activations, and a downed unit will not count towards the highest number of units in the central zone. So they will have to get him back up to count the mission objective. And now he activates and immediately moves into close combat with the Warden. This is the decisive moment of this battle. He has +2 in close combat, the Warden only +1. And he makes it. He takes down the Warden in close combat. The Warden could technically activate, but now he's down. He cannot do anything. And also, when down, he will not count in the central square. And that means at the end of round 6, the Azure Blades will have 2 units in their central zone. The Solar Wardens only 1. Even though it's a commander, the Wardens will still lose 2-1. That was a battle of Crossfire Sector, using all the basic rules and some of the rules from the add-ons. There are 3 add-ons at the moment. Number 4 is on the way, and there are already plenty of ideas for add-on 5 as well. That was also my first game in 28mm scale, and I enjoyed that as well as I enjoyed the battles in 15mm scale. Crossfire Sector is meant to be played in the scale you prefer and with the minis you already have or you find interesting to get and paint up, as I have done with my units here. I have also received interesting suggestions to ideas on how to develop the game, and I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. In my autumn update short video about Crossfire Sector, I mentioned that the game was downloaded almost 400 times. Now, the add-ons and the game have been downloaded more than 2,500 times. It's incredible. Thanks so much. My intention is to continue to develop this game, but not make it overcomplicated, because I really prefer a quick and accessible skirmish wargame that plays fast and is easy to get into. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the content. If you did, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I hope you'll join me for future bad reps.